Happy November. Let's get reset for a new month. Hi guys, it's Charlotte. Welcome back to the vlog. Happy November. I cannot believe that we are in the second to last month of the year. That's just crazy to me. Honestly, in a lot of ways, November kind of feels like the last real month of the year, and then December, basically the entire month, to me just feels like Christmas. But happy November, we have made it. This year has gone by so fast. Like, I feel like it's true what they say, that the older you get, the faster time goes. Like, 2024 has just gone by in a blur, and I can't believe that it's already November. Oh my god. I'm filming this a couple of days early for me. It's still before Halloween, but by the time I post this video, it will be November. So we are getting all reset and ready for a brand new month. This is actually the perfect time for me to film this because I just got back from traveling and I feel like I need to get reset anyway, and the timing kind of lines up. Like, it's the end of the month, November's about to start, so I feel like this is just, it's meant to be. So I just got back last night from the Eras tour. Oh my god. You can probably hear that my voice is like kind of half gone. And you guys, it was so much fun. Oh my god, it was so good. I need a minute. It was so amazing. I went to New Orleans night 3 with my mom. I vlogged the whole thing. That video is coming soon. But I just got back from New Orleans today. It is about 4:30 in the afternoon right now. I've been awake since 3:45 this morning because I had to get up to catch an early flight. I flew from New Orleans and then I had a layover in Miami, I think. Was it Miami? No, I don't know where it was. It was in Florida. It was in Miami. So I flew home from New Orleans. I had a layover in Miami and I got back into DC around like 1:30. I have been catching up on some work. I've been editing some videos and finally responding to comments. That has been something that I've been trying to do for literally months, but I have finally started replying to comments. I just got back in from New Orleans earlier today, like a few hours ago, and I still need to kind of like get settled back in. So like I still have to unpack my suitcase and my backpack. I haven't even done any of that yet. Like I got in, I plugged my phone in, and then I went straight to the couch, and like I just needed to sit for a little while because I've been awake for a very long time. We had to get up very, very early this morning because we had very early flights out of New Orleans. But anyway, I thought it would work out perfectly to kind of like get reset for my actual life, like unpacking my suitcases and kind of just getting ready for November. October was like a very chaotic month for me. Like, I was traveling a lot and I wasn't like super settled for the entire month. So I think it'll feel nice to kind of like get reset for November anyway. So I thought it would be perfect to kind of combine like my regular monthly reset that I normally do with also like the reset after traveling. I went to the Eras tour. I also traveled for work earlier in October. So I just kind of am in need of a reset right now, and this is the perfect opportunity to do it. I am gonna do this video a little bit differently than I normally do my monthly reset vlogs. I think it's gonna end up kind of being filmed over the course of a couple days because, like I said, right now it's about 4:40, so I don't have enough time to film the entire thing before the sun goes down tonight. So I think right now for like part 1, this is where I would normally like clean up my apartment and all that kind of stuff, but I cleaned before I left because I love coming home from traveling to a clean apartment, like a clean space. So I don't actually have to clean my apartment. So instead, I'm going to do some more like life reset things that I need to do anyway, like unpacking my suitcase. I need to go to the grocery store because when I tell you guys that my fridge is empty, like, it's bad. I've got very limited food and I very, very desperately need to go to the grocery store and stock back up. So that's kind of what we're gonna do for the first half of this video, and then I'm thinking either tomorrow or the next day is when we'll get to more of the like classic monthly reset stuff that I normally do, like updating my Notion and doing book club and all of that kind of stuff. I also want to get back into my bullet journaling this month, so we'll also do my little bullet journal, and I think that'll be such a nice little way to welcome November and get all reset for a new month. So I'm gonna start by getting my stuff unpacked from the Eras tour, and then I'm also gonna run out and do some grocery shopping because I want to have a fully stocked fridge and kitchen and pantry for a new month, just so we can really get started on the right note. So welcome to the vlog. I'm so glad that you guys clicked on this video. If you're new here, hello and welcome. My name is Charlotte. I can't wait to bring you guys along for this November reset, and let's get started. Warm hands, but there's something cold in the way you are.
things you said had me going good, but it left a scar. You invite me and then you turn me down. Get my hopes up and then you're gone. I fall for every word that you say to me. So hard being drawn to you so easily. I am stuck in a loop of chemicals. What's the point of this? But I don't wanna be alone. I keep looking at my phone, but you never call me. And then I see you on the street. Said your heart just skipped a beat, and that you miss me. It's always the same story with you, but I just cannot refuse you. I'm sad after this time that I'm out there. You leave me with this rush. Why am I so curious? So curious, so curious. So curious, so curious. Your friends have told me just to give you time.
Let me know why that was the most stressful, unpleasant, inefficient grocery shop of my life. I swear to God, I was walking down the same aisles legit 3 and 4 and 5 times. It was insane. So unpleasant, but we're home now. I think I might have said this already. I usually shop for like the entire month in one because I don't particularly enjoy grocery shopping, but I feel like this time I just want to get like some basic stuff for like this week and maybe next week. And then I can kind of like get sorted out later with more. Like if I need to go again, I can go like when it's actually November, but we'll do a quick little grocery haul. We're just gonna go through these like rapid fire. I got a head of broccoli, more butter, some more eggs. I got a bag of croutons to incentivize me to make more salads. I don't know if that's gonna work. I got 4 more bananas. I think these will be good. I like to eat bananas just by themselves, but then also I made banana bread a few weeks ago and that was really yummy, so. Some more shredded cheese, a pound of chicken breast tenderloins because I'm gonna make a recipe with these, I think tonight. I also got a pound of ground beef, a jar of pasta sauce, a bag of green beans, restocked on my avocado oil. This is my cooking oil of choice. They were doing a buy one get one sale on my favorite protein granola bars. So I got 2 boxes of these, a box of rigatoni pasta, some cheese sticks. These are my favorite things to snack on. And then I let myself get like 1 snack, like unhealthy snack, I guess. So I got a bag of goldfish. And then I also let myself get 1 sweet treat. So I bought a little bag of Twizzlers. So that is the little grocery haul. That'll at least get us into November. Anyway, that's the haul. I'm gonna put all this stuff away. And then I think I will see you guys in the next segment, which for me, I think is gonna be a couple of days from now. And that's where we'll go over like my Notion, my bullet journal, my goals, October recap, all of that good stuff. All right, hi guys, welcome back. I know for you guys, it's been like 1-click transition, but for me, it's been a couple of days since I filmed the last portion of this video. But I finally had some free time. So for the rest of this video, we are just kind of going to be going over like my goals for November. We're going to go do like a little recap of October, see how I did with my goals, go over kind of like my highs and lows for October, kiss or goodbye because I can't believe October is already over. We'll update my Notion, we'll do book club, we will do my bullet journal, which I haven't done for the last couple of months, but I am dedicated to getting back into my bullet journaling this month. And I think that'll be a really good way to kickstart November. So we'll start off with my little October recap and like highs and lows for October, and then we'll go into goals after. October was such a fantastic month for me, you guys. Like, not to be dramatic, but I think October might have actually been the best month of this year for me. You guys know I had kind of like a rough summer. Like, I just really didn't feel like myself for like a pretty significant portion of this year. And oddly enough, historically, October has been a pretty bad month for me, but this October was such a fabulous month. I just felt so happy. I felt so much like myself. I got to see so many of my friends. I got to do so many cool things for work. I got to do some really, really fun things like going to the Eras tour. I got to see my mom because we went to the Eras tour together. Like, it just felt like a very well-rounded month. I don't know, it was just a really good month. Like, I felt really good in October. So obviously some highs from October. I went to the Eras tour. I filmed the entire thing. I'll be posting the video like in a couple of weeks once I've kind of like caught up posting everything else that I'd filmed before. You guys, it was so amazing. Oh my God. It was so much fun. I am so glad that I went. I'm so glad that my mom came with me. We had so much fun in New Orleans. Like, it was just a really, really great trip and a really, really great concert. We ended up being there, like our show was on the day of the 10-year anniversary of 1989, which is the era that my mom and I both dressed up as. Completely coincidentally. So that was really cool. Like, our surprise songs were from 1989. It was just, oh my God, you guys, it was so good. I can't wait for you to see the vlog. I also traveled to New York in October. I went for New York Comic Con for my job, which was amazing. I didn't vlog that one, but I did vlog a work trip from September that I haven't posted yet. So I'll be posting that later this month as well. I just think it's really cool that I get to like travel for my job and I get to see all these new things and experience all these exciting things. So I went back to New York in October. That was a really fun trip. Halloween was also super fun this year. If you guys didn't see my Instagram story, I went as Glinda the Good Witch from Wicked because I am so excited to go see the Wicked movie. I actually already bought my tickets and I'm so excited to go. But I went as Glinda the Good Witch and I won my office Halloween party in that costume. So that was fun. Let me pull up my Notion and we'll go over the goals that I set for myself for October. I am not hopeful that I did very well on any of these, to be quite honest with you. Here are the goals that I set for October. We're gonna go through this rapid fire because this is about to be so humbling. Sunday YouTube uploads didn't happen. Monday, Wednesday, Friday Instagram and TikTok posts also didn't happen. Joining influencer management, third time's a charm, didn't happen. Charging my phone across the room did happen, and I will say I think this really improved my sleep schedule in October to the point where like the other day I brought my computer in so I could like into my room to bed so I could watch a movie like while I was falling asleep, because I was like, oh, it's like, what day was it? I think it was like the day after Halloween and I was watching a Halloween movie. I was like, oh, it's like, it'll be a little treat to like watch a movie while I fall asleep. And I slept horribly. Like horribly. And I truly believe that it's because like I was watching a screen to fall asleep instead of like reading my book or like listening to an audiobook, which is what I had been doing like pretty much every other night in October. So finally, we have a win. Lastly, create a gym routine. I wouldn't so much call it a gym routine, but I will say I was much more active in October than I was in the previous months. Like, I would come home from work, or if I like worked from home, I would finish out my work day and feel this like need to go move my body, whether it was to like go outside and go on a walk or do like a Pilates or a yoga class on YouTube or something. So again, like, I don't know if gym routine is the right like terminology for it, but I do feel like I was more active in October, and I think that was because I set this goal. So we're gonna count that as a win. Overall, I do kind of feel like I've been setting a lot of goals for myself the last like 2 or 3 months, and I haven't really been achieving them, like the same sets of goals. Like the top 3 especially, I know have been on here for at least all of September and all of October. So I don't know if I'm just being too ambitious or if I'm just not trying hard enough, but something's not working with these 3 top goals. So I might take those off my list for November. Even though they're things that I still want to achieve, I just kind of feel like I need to go about achieving them in a different way, and I haven't figured out what that is yet. So I'm just gonna kind of focus on that stuff like behind the scenes, and we'll focus on some other goals for November that I'll actually like list on my goals list, you know? So speaking of which, let's update my Notion and get some new goals set for November. This is what my Notion currently looks like for October. I think this was so cute. It's so fall themed. I used the same pictures or similar pictures that I used for September. So it's very cute, like it's very fall, but it's kind of feeling like early fall, and November to me feels like later fall. I don't really know how to describe the difference, but we're gonna head over to Pinterest, pick out a few new photos. I'm gonna update like my banner up here, just make it a little more like November themed, and then we're gonna set some new goals. So let's head over to Pinterest, pick out those new photos, and update my Notion.
It's always the same story with you, but I just cannot refuse you. I'm sad.
resolution for November. I am so excited for November, you guys. I don't even know why. Cause I'm like, I am sorry to see like the days are getting shorter and like it's getting chillier and stuff, but I just love fall. I'm really excited for Thanksgiving. I feel like Thanksgiving never gets its moment. People jump straight from Halloween to Christmas and no one ever gives Thanksgiving the moment. So I wanted to give Thanksgiving a little bit of time. I also love Thanksgiving. It's honestly one of my favorite holidays. So we made my Notion banner like a little bit kind of like Thanksgiving themed. I changed my icon to be the red scarf for November. I just think it fits so well. I got all these pictures from Pinterest. I have my Pinterest link down in the description. I saved them all to a folder called Notion. If you guys are interested in using any of these photos for your own Notion, my Pinterest is linked down in the description. I also have all of my Notion templates linked down in the description as well. If you guys use Notion and you want to snatch my templates, they're free to download in the description. If we scroll down here, I updated these 3 photos as well. I just have this cozy little like fall themed reading nook, this also cozy fall themed reading nook. And then over on the right hand column, we have this little quote that says, "Slow down, you're doing fine." It's a quote from one of my favorite songs, Vienna by Billy Joel. So anyway, let's head back over to this first column and we are gonna set my November goals. I'm using the falling leaves as my emoji, like my bullet point emoji for the November goals because I was gonna use the scarf, but I couldn't decide between the scarf and the leaves for like my icon. So we're using the scarf for the icon and the leaves for the bullet points. Anyway, like I mentioned in my like October goals recap, I think I had a couple goals on here that I have been like consistently missing. So we're gonna leave those off of here and we're just gonna start fresh, like set some new goals for November. First and foremost, I want to stick to a budget. I have been spending a lot of money recently and kind of spending it on things that like I don't need to be spending it on. So obviously like some money is gonna get spent, of course, like you need to spend money to live, but I think I can be a little bit like smarter with my spending. So that's gonna be my goal for November is to like set a budget, stick to it. I don't usually do budgeting like in these reset videos. I've had a couple people request that I do budgeting in these videos and I've wanted to for a while because I do have a finance tracker page on my Notion and I think it would like fit really well into the segment, like the segment that we're doing right now. But I don't know, part of me is a little uncomfortable about talking like about money and how much money I make and how much money I spend on the internet just because like that's a really personal thing. And then also at the same time, like another reason that I'm hesitating is because like what do I know about budgeting and like giving money advice? Like, I don't know, I just feel kind of like unqualified to talk about like money and budgeting and all that stuff. So that's kind of like why I haven't done it. But let me know in the comments if you guys want me to start talking about budgeting, maybe like in the new year. To go along with this first goal of sticking to a budget, one of the things that I think is gonna help me with this is bring lunch to work on office days instead of like buying lunch while I'm at work. It's so convenient to buy lunch when I'm at work instead of bringing it from home because there's a restaurant literally in the building that I work in. But those little charges can add up super quickly. So one of the ways that I wanna like stick to my budget and save a little bit of money in November is by packing my lunch, like cooking at home and bringing lunch to work from home. Fortunately, I only work in the office 3 days a week and then I work at home for the other 2 days. So I don't think this is too ambitious of a goal. I've been mostly doing this for like as long as I've had my job, but I've been kind of like slacking off a little bit and been like, oh, I'll just get it at work. Like I'll just buy lunch at work. But I'm like, I really want to dedicate myself in November to packing lunch, like bringing it on days that I work in the office. Next up, we are going to do AM and PM journaling. Like I said, I want to get back into doing my bullet journal, and one of the things that I do in my bullet journal is a spread called Daily Highlight, which is basically something I can do at the end of every day where I go in and just write one sentence about like the highlight of that day. So that would be my PM, like my evening journal, and then my morning journal prompt, I love to do like reasons why today will be a good day. And then I'll just list out like 5 to 10 things about like, it's Friday and the weekend is coming up, or like, I'm having a good hair day today. Like it can be as simple as I want it to be, but I used to do that last fall and it really helped me like start the day on a good note. So I want to start doing that again. I know I mentioned that a couple of months ago and then I completely forgot to do it, but this month I'm hoping, since we're bringing the bullet journal back, I'm hoping that like that'll help me stay in like the journaling spirit. Next up, this one is probably something I'll do a little bit later in the month, but I want to content plan for Vlogmas. So last year I did the 12 days of Vlogmas, and I think that works out a lot better for me. So I think that's what I'm gonna do again this year, which is so exciting because I do this every year. I'm like, I'm not gonna do Vlogmas. It's so much work and it's so stressful, and I never end up like actually enjoying Christmas. But then I feel so sad at the thought of like not doing Vlogmas because I've done some version of it every year that I've had my YouTube channel, and I feel like I would miss it if I didn't do it. So I'm gonna try again this year to do the 12 days of Vlogmas. It'll just be a shortened version. But last year, I feel like I didn't plan enough in advance for that, and it was kind of like not as well organized as I would have liked it to be. So this year, I want to start planning it a little bit further in advance so I have a plan and I can execute that plan like way before Vlogmas even starts happening. We are gonna do one more, and I'm gonna go back. We're gonna do like a throwback goal that I haven't done, I think like at all this year. We are gonna put on here for my last goal, read 2 books. I used to set book reading goals all the time, and I used to read so many books. Like in 2023, I read 30 books, and this year I haven't even read 10 books, which honestly, like I'm laughing about because in 2023, my life was so much calmer than it was this past year. Like I was living at home, I wasn't paying rent, I wasn't paying utilities, like I didn't have bills, I didn't grocery shop for myself. Like I had just graduated from college, so I was kind of like living summer vacation for a couple months, and then it was just a very, very different year than 2024 has been. So I'm not like laughing in a judgmental way for myself. I'm actually like, I'm kind of impressed that I've even read 8 books this year, but I haven't been reading as much as I would have liked to. So we are setting this goal for reading 2 books in November. We'll see how it goes. If it works, it works. If not, oh well. But that is the perfect little segue into book club. We haven't done book club in a couple of months, and I'm so excited that we're finally doing book club again. I've read a couple of books, I'm pretty sure, since the last book club that we did. So let's head over to the floor, which is where we always do book club, and chat about it and do our first little book club in a little while. All right, guys, welcome to book club. This is the first time we've done book club in a couple of months, but I have missed it. This is one of my favorite segments of the Reset Vlogs. We've got a couple of books to talk about this month. Starting off with the first book that I've read in literally months. This is You'll Be the Death of Me by Karen M. McManus. This was a murder mystery. Karen M. McManus is like the queen of murder mysteries. I love her writing style. I find her writing very easy to read. It's very easy for me to like get lost in the book and just like, I want to keep reading. I will say though, I didn't love this one as much as I've loved some of her other murder mysteries that I've read. But that being said, I did give this 4 out of 5 stars on Goodreads. I did really enjoy this book. I thought it was an interesting story. I thought there were a lot of moving parts. I thought like the characters were well written. Oh my God. I did think like whodunit was a little bit predictable, but that's okay. So I did enjoy this book. It did get me out of the reading slump that I was in, I think, because it was fun to read. Like I had definitely a couple of times where I was like choosing between reading or being on my phone, and I chose to like go up to my rooftop and read while the sun set. So that was a really good feeling. I even started reading a second book since we last had book club. This is In the Weeds by B.K. Borenson. I'm about, I don't know what this would be, maybe a 1/5 of the way into this book. I'm fairly sure that I need to read the other book in this series, like the one that comes before this, before reading this one. Like, I thought this might have been a standalone book, but I don't think it is. Because they keep referencing things that I'm pretty sure happened in the other book that I have not read before. And I'm like, I have no idea what you're talking about. So I'm not in love with this so far. I really honestly like could kind of be fine if I just put this down one day and then never picked it up again, you know? Which is kind of disappointing because I've had this book for several years, but whatever. It's pretty for fall, like it looks nice on my shelf, so it's okay. For the 2 books that I want to read in November, we've got 2 that I already own because I'm putting myself on a book buying ban until I can actually read the books that I buy. First up, we have The Wishing Game by Meg Schaffer. I'm pretty sure it's Meg Schaffer. It might be Meg Schaefer, but I'm pretty sure it's Meg Schaffer. I bought this book a couple of months ago at Target, and it just looks so pretty. Like the cover looks beautiful, first of all. It's such a nice like spooky like fall kind of book. And then the story itself seemed really, really interesting. Here is the synopsis on the back if you wanted to pause and read what this is about. But I don't know, it just seemed like really unique, like a really fresh story. Because one of the things that I've been struggling with reading is that like all of the books that I've been reading kind of feel the same. Like there's a sameness to the stories that I'm just kind of like, there's only so many rom-coms that you can read, you know? But this one seemed really unique, really kind of like its own thing. So I'm excited to try this one. I think I'm gonna start reading this tonight, actually. And then the last book, I know I've mentioned this in another book club as well, but this is See You Yesterday by Rachel Lynn Solomon. This is another book that I've had on my shelf for quite a long time, but I've been wanting to read it also for a really long time, and I think now is finally the time to read it. Here is the synopsis on the back if you want to pause and read what this one is about. But this one features a time loop, which is like one of my favorite tropes ever. So I am super, super excited to read this. I think I've heard good things. One of my friends read this and she thought it was really good. And like I said, time loops are one of my favorite tropes. Like About Time is quite possibly one of my favorite movies ever. And Opposite of Always by Justin A. Reynolds is one of my favorite books ever. Both of those also feature like time and a time loop and that kind of stuff. So it's just one of my favorite tropes. Like it just hits every single time. So I'm hoping that it hits the same in this book also. And then lastly, another book that I'd be interested in reading, but I would have to get it from the library or buy it, but you know, the budget. The Night We Lost Him by Laura Dave. This is a new book, I believe, and it caught my eye the other day when I was at Target for work. But I read The Last Thing He Told Me by Laura Dave and devoured it. Like I'm pretty sure I read the second half of that book in like one sitting. And I didn't love it when I first started reading it, but once I got into it, like I could not put it down. So I'm really excited to like test out this new book by Laura Dave and see if it like is just as good as The Last Thing He Told Me. I read the little synopsis on the back when I was in Target and I was like, wait a minute, this actually sounds really, really good. I may also read that one if it's in libraries yet and if I can check it out from the library because it sounds really, really good. But those are the books for book club this month. I know it was kind of a short one, but I'm just glad that we had one at all. Like I said, I've kind of been in like a little bit of a reading slump. So if you guys have any book recommendations, please let me know down in the comments. I love hearing book recs from you guys. I also have my Goodreads linked down below if you guys wanted to go be friends on Goodreads. I absolutely love Goodreads. So that's always linked in the description. And if you guys, again, if you have any recommendations over there, hit me up, let me know. But that's gonna wrap up book club. Thank you all for coming. Let's head back over to my desk before the sun goes down and do my bullet journal. All right guys, last thing that I wanna do in this reset vlog is set up my November bullet journal. I haven't done this in months. I literally haven't made a bullet journal entry since April. And I really, really miss it. Like bullet journaling used to be one of my favorite hobbies. So we're getting back into it for the end of the year. I'm gonna just make a little November spread and then my little like habit tracker and daily highlight spreads. So nothing crazy, but I do think it'll help me like get back into journaling for November. So before the sun sets, I'm going to grab my markers and we are going to make my spreads really quickly. And I am so excited to see how they turn out. You guys, the bullet journal is done and it looks so cute. I love the way that it turned out. I went on Pinterest and I was looking for inspiration for like what I wanted my little doodle on the cover page to be. I almost made it a window with like a pumpkin on the windowsill, but then I was like, is that really the vibe for November? I don't feel like it is. And this one I feel like is definitely the vibe for November. So we did my little cover page, which has the doodle and my little mini calendar. And then I also did my habit tracker and my daily highlight. I'll show you guys a little close up of all of these spreads. Okay, first up we have the cover pages. On this side, like always, I just have a little mini calendar of the month. This is honestly more for aesthetics than anything else. I don't really use this to like mark events or anything, but it just looks cute over there. And then on this side, I have this little shelf with some fall themed things on it, and I think it looks so good. This is kind of inspired by the floating shelf above my bed, but we've got this little vase of like fall foliage. We've got a couple of books with this little cup of tea or hot chocolate or whatever you want it to be. We've got a couple little pumpkins and then these candles, and it's kind of floating on this like brown paper shelf. And then obviously we have November written down here. And then if we flip the page, we have my habit tracker and my daily highlight. For my habit tracker, I've got these 9 habits that I try and track, that I try and do every day. And then over here, this is the daily highlight page that I was talking about in the like goals section, where I basically just have one line for every day of the month, and I just write down like my favorite part of the day or something I enjoyed or like something that I felt like was a highlight of each day. It's kind of like a gratitude journal. It just kind of helps me like appreciate each day as it happens, like appreciate the little things. So that is the bullet journal. It was so fun to do this. I forgot how much I love bullet journaling and how fun it is to make these spreads. But I literally had the time of my life making these. Like it was so much fun. But with the bullet journal done, Notion is updated. We set my November goals. We talked about book club. That is going to wrap it up for this November reset vlog. I really hope you guys enjoyed. If you did enjoy this video, make sure you leave a like on it for me down below and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. I hope you guys had a wonderful October, and I hope everyone also has a wonderful November. Let me know down in the comments how your October was, if you had any highs and lows. I'd love to chat with you guys in the comments. So leave me a comment down below and let me know. But that's gonna be it for this one. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.
So let us dance
Bye, guys.
this night away.